What's up, everybody? It's your boy Joel, along with
H. Jones.
And we're here for another Mix It Up Reactions. Today, we're going to be doing A Perfect Circle, Judith. Now, I hope you're not super religious, and I hope you can keep an open mind. I mean, most people don't really notice it. They just know it's a really awesome guitar riff, really awesome song.
Mm.
And it was one of the first songs I heard by A Perfect Circle, and it's featuring the lead singer, is also the lead singer of Tool, Maynard James Keenan. But I always liked A Perfect Circle. A lot of people who love Tool hated A Perfect Circle. And it's kind of the same thing. Like whenever Slipknot was out, Stone Sour actually was a band before, and this is I heard from the comments from the last time we did a Slipknot video. But Stone Sour was actually a band before Slipknot was a band. And a lot of people hated Stone Sour because they felt like it was taking away from Slipknot, or Corey was being taken away from Slipknot. You can do both. It's okay. If you're making that kind of money, you can do both. It's okay. But yeah, so Tool, Maynard James Keenan, I don't know how they got started, A Perfect Circle. I assume somebody hung out with him, was friends with him, and eventually started something. I don't know for sure. Please let me know if y'all know how A Perfect Circle got started. Was it kind of like the Slipknot Stone Sour thing? Like, was it actually something that was beforehand? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Thanks, guys. Don't be weird. Anyways, so we're going to check out, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you know when new videos are coming out. And we're going to check out A Perfect Circle, Judith. And this is H's first time reaction. Sorry.
You're such an inspiration for the ways that I will never ever choose to be. Oh, so many ways for me to show you how you say.
I think the bass player is actually a celloist.
Oh, they're not
Very talented. Okay, so verdict. You're the new one to it.
I don't feel like they made fun of Christianity or nothing like
No,
that.
no,
or-
it wasn't that. I was just like, okay, this is what I remember. It's not the best because I don't know for sure. It feels more like he's having a conversation with his mother,
Mhm.
basically trying to poke holes in her piousness and all this stuff, like self-righteousness and everything else. And, or maybe not. It could be maybe she was dying of cancer or something like that. And he was trying to tell her, look, you need to stop worshiping someone who doesn't care about you or whatever else, I mean, I don't know the exact reason. Please tell us in the comments. No, but, I mean, he said it's not like you drove the hateful spear into his side.
Yeah.
Talk to Jesus Christ and he knows the reasons why. He did it all for you. Oh, like, I mean, like, I remember that because I've listened to the song way too much. But I don't know exactly the meaning behind it, but what I take from it is he's trying to have a conversation where he's like, look, you don't deserve this. You don't deserve to be punished or something of that sort. You didn't hurt Jesus. You didn't kill him. God should not be doing this to you. Like, that's what it feels more or less like. Like people who get cancer or end up having eye issues or being blind or whatever else, whatever things, obstacles that come in your way that sometimes can be terminal. Like you didn't do anything to him. He's doing this to you. He did it all for you. Like that's what it feels more or less like. But
Okay.
I don't know the exact reason because every time I look it up or Google it, I find 15 different people saying 15 different things. And it's very hard to like, hey, Maynard, what'd you mean when you wrote this? Because most of the time he's like, well, what'd you think I meant? Then he's like, music is subjective. What'd you feel? Like he's very into the whole, this is what I wrote it for, but what did you take from it?
I was thinking more that it was, since he was saying like, it's not like you put the spear in the side and everything. So it's almost more of, you don't deserve the salvation.
That's a different take.
That's what I was.
One I've heard.
That's more than like, or I guess opposite of what you were thinking. That's why when you said cancer,
I'm a very cynical person.
When you said cancer, I made the face. I was like, I don't think it was that.
Well, no, I was just using that as an example. I think it would be.
I see your
like him
viewpoint on
talking to his mother, like stop worshiping a God who tortures you or does this to you or everything else. Because I know that is sometimes hard to really. You have to be a very strong, faithful person to be like going through chemo and being like, yeah, I'm being tested. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
You have to be a strong person to just be able to like, I'm going through this. It makes me stronger in the end. I'll be happier in the end,
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I mean, if you have strong faith, you're able to do that. I've seen that many times.
Yeah.
And people make it through or they don't. And guess what? They're with God. They're happy where they are, And then you listen to Dear God, because that'll be, take care of my family. I'm coming to live with you, We just did Dear God at Sevenfold. That's why I said that. Okay. But let's hope I put them next to each other.
I feel like 3 weeks later, what is he talking about?
And the reason I don't I know a lot of people are like, why don't you just put them next to each other? Because sometimes we put up a video and it gets blocked for a week and a half or 12 hours. The shortest time was like 2 hours. Like, no, you can't do that. And I put in the, it's fair use, blah, blah, blah. We gave, it's your song. This is not supposed to be used by someone else. It's just, we're reacting to it. Oh, okay, cool. Like, it's just 2 hours later. It's perfectly fine. It's goofy. It's random. Okay. So what'd you think about it musically, though?
Oh, musically it was cool. Because it was, I don't know what it's called. It looked like his was glass. He puts on the finger on while he's playing the guitar. I don't know what those are called.
Joel.
Come on,
because there's metal ones, there's glass ones.
I've only seen the metal ones.
Ceramic ones.
Yeah, I've only seen it in blues.
But I'm
so
trying
to see
to
it in the rock
remember
band
what
was
it's
pretty cool.
called.
I've never known what it's
a
called.
Slide. Thank you. A slide. It
was
slide.
called something simple that we should have guessed. Okay.
Yeah, right. Because that's what he's doing with it is sliding. Yeah, he was using a glass one, but there's like ceramic. The metal ones sound very, depending on the strings you have on the guitar, they sound very like twangy.
Mhm.
A lot of country uses that, and bluegrass and
And blues.
jazz and
Yeah.
banjo, stuff like that. But when it comes to ceramic is, I've seen a bunch of different styles of genres use ceramic on guitar. And then again, it also, are you playing, what type of guitar are you playing? Because sometimes you might be playing, using a slide on, say, my goodness, how do I forget these names?
I don't know,
Country uses it a lot. That was also being used on Dear God.
Banjo?
No, it's
A sitar?
a table. it's like a lap guitar, table guitar. How am I forgetting this?
Is it the sitar?
No,
Okay. I was like, that's a real thing.
that's a totally different instrument.
Just saying, it's a real thing.
That's this.
I
Okay?
thought it was this. I thought it was in the name.
Guys, please tell me. I forgot the name of it. You know what I'm talking about. I can't even do it vocally. It's horrible. I am ashamed to be who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I am a horrible musician.
Let's have a moment of silence for Joel.
And my career.
Moment of silence. Moment of silence.
Okay, that's a good one. But so you liked the song? It was good.
Yeah.
The bass player. Okay, the reason why, if I remembered her name correctly, Paz. It's P-A-Z. She was a classical music player, like cello. I think she probably played other string instruments, most likely piano, because a lot of classical music players play piano too. It's a great way to gateway into other instruments. But yeah, I had an enormous crush on that woman.
Oh, yeah. You still
Oh
got
my
it?
goodness. Women that play bass, I don't know. They can get it. Like, it's just her and Emma Anzai from Sick Puppies. Like, just, I don't even care. If they'd have been like, hi, you're Joel. Nice to meet you. Would you like to marry me and have 15 children? I'd be like, I'll be your puppet. Like, it's just, I don't know what it is about bass players and women. And I don't really, they can get it. Anyways, but yeah, Paz,
We love you,
and the
Pops.
fact that she could play cello and other string instruments and most likely piano. I mean, it was just, that's an impressive thing to me. Like, it's funny. I feel horrible saying this, but I've dated women who are singers. That never impresses me because I can sing. But stringed instruments and it comes like bass and stuff. Like, I could play a little bit of bass, but it's like boom, 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 boom. Like, I sound like a polka bass player, you know? It's not very overtly complicated what I can do. I can play guitar decently, but
Got that one chord, got that
Yeah,
five.
yeah, right. Slap at the bass. Slap at the bass, not so good. But I ain't doing any Victor Wooten stuff. And then I can play a little bit of drums, but I'm not John Blackwell. I can't do what they can do. They're amazing and super awesome. But yeah, Paz, I was just, her and Emma Anzai, I was like, oh my goodness, if another bass player, like when there was that one woman who came out with a bunch of songs where she was playing one instrument and then would go to the next instrument and then go to the next instrument, and it would be playing throughout the song. Like, she was using a lute player to do it, you know? And she was playing drums and bass and guitar and then singing and going back. She was mashing up songs. I want to say Elise Trow or something like that, like Trouw or something. Anyways, yeah, she's much younger than me. But because she could play those instruments like that and create this whole little thing, I was like, oh my goodness, I'd marry her too. Like, I'm not really attracted to women that younger than me, but I was like, what is it about the I'm a groupie. Is that what it is? I have a horrible, no, I don't remember people's names or delve into their background as a musician for the most part. It's just because it either comes in my radius or I don't notice it, or I tend to not realize it. That's usually the way it is. And if I do lock onto it and I do remember it, it's lucky that it stayed. Like, because memories and things like that, they go bye-bye. Anyway, so that's going to be the end of it. Don't forget to, did I just say murder? Murder. murder some buttons on that like and subscribe.
There you go.
And and hit the bell notification. I'm not re-recording it just for the last 20 seconds. Hit the bell notification to find out when new videos come out and everything else. We will be doing merch drops soon. I'm pretty sure like in the next 10 videos, you're going to see something about it. And we'll probably show you, look, here's the hoodie. Here's this, whatever. But be sure to check back on us. Look in the descriptions and links below. Definitely check out the artist website. See what new tours they might be having, old albums, new albums, videos, whatever. You know, support some musicians.
Spend some money
on some musicians.
$1 bill, y'all.
Or save it and buy some merch from us later. Because
we'll do that first.